Good morning, my beautiful people. Another day, another dollar. And Josh Allen and his wonderful bride, Haley Steinfeld, officially are now parents. This morning, Haley Steinfeld on her Discord channel told the world that they had introduced their baby girl to the world. So congratulations to Josh Allen and Haley Steinfeld at becoming new parents and bringing in a human being to this earth. So just wanted to get that out of the way. That's huge news to both the NFL and Hollywood and the rest of the planet Earth. Imagine being this baby girl, being born into this world, to Josh Allen and Haley stinking Steinfeld. I have to be honest, and I told my boys this morning when we found out, my bad. My apology, fellas. You're not born into the world to Josh Allen. Okay, that's not your parents. That's not how you're growing up. It's just me and your mother, average people, wonderful people. But, man, imagine what that kid's going to have to go through, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Either way, I think they're going to be phenomenal parents, and I wish them the best and the kid. My understanding is that the mom and the baby are all healthy, and things are good to go on that front. So congratulations and kudos to them. Probably going to be a freakish athlete, of course, and a good-looking girl, beautiful, actor, singing, got everything at their disposal, but good for them. On today's docket, we got a couple things, and then we're going to open it up to a lot of question and answers as per usual. But as you can see here, the main topic for me is the somewhat question marks that have been out there with Dalton Kincaid, and then the enormous question mark that has been floating on Keon Coleman basically forever. Those have almost, Keon Coleman has basically, excuse me, sorry, I got to get this thing to focus in again. Keon Coleman has been under a hard scrutiny really for his entire career. He was drafted by the first pick of the Buffalo Bills a few years ago. Technically second round, but he really has not been what a lot of people thought that he would be. All right. So he was drafted, and a lot of Bills Mafia and the NFL and people around the league thought that he was supposed to be the number one wide receiver for the Buffalo Bills. And that just hasn't quite panned out, if I'm being honest with you. I'm as big of a Keon Coleman advocate as there is, and I take heat for that, and that's okay. But he's been under scrutiny his entire career. I personally feel that Keon Coleman was set up, I don't want to say for failure, but set up to a position to where he could not necessarily succeed. Keon Coleman, in my mind, in my opinion, has never been that wide receiver type that would be a complete wide receiver one, top to bottom. The number one option, the deep threat, the third and long guy, 10, 12 targets a game, 1,300 receiving yards in a season, 10 plus touchdowns, and having to do it all. So I don't think that he was set up for the right situation. I think he has an enormous amount of talent, and he has a lot to give and offer the Buffalo Bills, but he's not yet been put into the situation to where he can necessarily thrive. So for that, we're going to start off with him, and secondarily, we're going to go over to Dalton Kincaid. But let's be real with this. As I see a couple people popping in here, especially my dude here, Chris Henry. How are you, Chris? Good to see you, brother. I don't know if you have. I'm just going to take a brief moment and bear with me, Chris Henry. I know you're a football nerd like the rest of us, and we are starting here at Cold Front for the 2027-28 season, a Cold Front Buffalo chat fantasy football league. So if you were not in and you not heard about that, Chris, please shoot me over an email into where hold on. Just put it in the chat here. If you want in, sir, please hop in. I believe we're going to go to we're going to be using Sleeper, and I actually just created the league yesterday, and I shot out a few emails this morning to those that have emailed me asking to enter. I think we're up to close to 10 teams at the moment. If we get into the 17, 18 type or amount of people, we'll just do 2 leagues. But we don't have much planned in terms of the rules and the scheduling and how everything's going to work, but we're going to have to set up a a chat somewhere and iron out the way that everyone would like things to be structured. There's obviously a ton of options in fantasy football. So, Chris, if you want in, or anybody else for that matter, please, appreciate you hanging with us here. And just know that we are rocking a Cold Front Buffalo Chat Fantasy Football League next year, and we're getting this thing up and running now so we can really have it ready for opening day. And being that people are on in all parts of the United States, it might be somewhat difficult and take longer than usual. So, by all means, shoot the email to me. And for those of you that haven't yet, and if you want in, let's make it rock. I don't want to go too heavy. Chris, I see you. Yeah, I'm not going to go. I don't personally like more than 12 teams, honestly, but I don't want it to be 8 or 10 teams either. So I think 12 is the number in my opinion. That said, let's get back into Keon Coleman. Keon Coleman has had his issues, both on the field and off. Mainly, however, off of the field. Okay. Off the field has been his kryptonite. For the last few years, he's actually been benched for some games for off the field woes, from being late to meetings, simple film studies, or any type of meeting. I don't really know the exact particulars of which type of meetings, but he's been late, and he's even just straight up missed some of these team meetings. That is inexcusable. Okay, so as much as I'm an advocate for Keon Coleman, I cannot give him any grace when it comes to missing a meeting or being late, even for that matter, unless obviously there's some legitimate excuse, emergency, what have you, which if there were, and if that was the case, believe me, I'm pretty dang sure that he would not have gotten himself into the situation to where he would have repercussions because of being late due to an emergency. So that's been his biggest woe, off the field stuff. He needs to do a little growing up and maturing. Yes, he's a young man, but that's also not an excuse, because how many people in the NFL, how many players in the NFL are 21, 22 years old? A decent chunk. I mean, that's where they all start. So you have to be able to grow up, be an adult, understand the kind of money you're making and the situation that you've been given, the opportunity that you've been given to be drafted by an NFL organization, make a boatload of money, and have the avenue to set yourself up for life after football is as well. Okay, with a plethora of options for you. You're on a platform to where it's not that hard for these guys to get at least an opportunity after football doing something else, whether it's within the game or not. So, I mean, let's just be real. You have to grow up. Yes, they have to grow up quickly, but they're also in the NFL to where they have the outlets, okay? They have the ability. They have people there teaching, coaching, helping. And if you don't want the help, though, well, the help's not going to work, okay? Like, let's just be real. You can only, what's the term? You can only lead a horse to water, right? You can't force it to drink, which I completely agree with. So make no mistake about it. I am not saying that Keon Coleman deserves better at this moment. I am simply saying that Keon Coleman has the ability on the field to make an enormous impact for the Buffalo Bills in the event that he can get his mentals straight. Okay. That is where I'm at. I think that because he has a lack of wide receiver one production, forget about the off-field stuff for just a moment. Because he has a lack of number one type production thus far in his career, I feel that he gets knocked to the ground more than what is needed. That's also what I'll say. All right. So I don't think that his off the field stuff really pertains to his on the field stuff. When he's not playing in a football game and he's not dressed, that's because of off the field. That's his fault. His on the field things, again, that's my opinion, that he's set up not necessarily perfectly for him and the way that his game is set up, who he is. So I'm going to get into this a little bit. You know what I feel. Let's see what Joe Brady feels. There's been multiple times, and actually before I share this with you, I want to kind of preface this with Joe Brady when he was hired, okay? A lot of talk about Keon Coleman not being a Buffalo Bill for the next season, 2027 season. And that happened in week, whatever it was, 12. I'm making that up. I think it was 12 to 15 in that area when he missed meetings and he started being benched for games and not dressing. a lot of talk in the Bills Mafia world, in the NFL, the football world, was that Keon Coleman should no longer be a Buffalo Bill. All right. Everybody and their mother wanted Keon gone. Trade him, release him, get rid of him. He's a thorn. He's a cancer. He's a this. Again, I'm not arguing that fact. I'm just saying that's what's led up to the fact when Joe Brady was hired as the head coach of the Buffalo Bills, he wasted no time with coming out to the public and saying that I spoke, because he was questioned about it, of course. It was the main talk about the whole press conference after McDermott was fired and Brady was hired. That was the whole talk. I mean, 80% of it. Keon Coleman, personnel, the right moves, the not, whose fault was it? Who was it? McDermott? Was it Bean? Who should be fired? The whole deal. Joe Brady came out and said, I spoke to Keon Coleman, and I'm going to tell you guys what I told him. The greatest thing to ever happen to Keon Coleman in his career was me, Joe Brady, being hired as a Buffalo Bills head coach. All right. That's what was said by Joe Brady to the rest of us. That's number one. He came out and he said that. Now, a lot of people still after that told us or said that they still feel that Keon Coleman should be let go and should be traded, and for one reason or another should not be on the Buffalo Bills roster come next season. Even after that statement, okay. I said then, if your head coach, new head coach, by the way, is coming out publicly and making a statement like that, and then if they were to let Keon Coleman go under any circumstance, trade, or just straight up cut him, release him, and pay the dead cap monies, that Joe Brady would immediately look like a liar to that entire organization. And that is not what a head coach, the leader of a team, needs to look like to the rest of the roster within weeks of him getting his first-time head coaching role. So if for no other reason than that, I felt there was no way that Keon Coleman will not be a Buffalo Bill in the future. Not because of my opinion on him, but simply because of the fact that Joe Brady made a hard stance immediately to the world, saying that Keon Coleman, the greatest thing for him that's ever happened is Joe Brady becoming the head coach. So again, for no other reason, I thought he will be a head coach. Time has gone on. Talks have simmered a little bit on Keon Coleman over the next few weeks from that day. But then we just get this when we have the annual meetings and the coaches all got together just a few days ago in Arizona. And here's what they have to say. Here's what Joe Brady has to say. Keon Coleman, I'm going to quote here. Keon is not going to be pushed aside. It's not just to be pushed. It's not going to just be pushed aside. Excuse me. He's going to continue to develop, and we have a great plan of what we're going to do to be able to get him to be the receiver we ultimately drafted to be. I don't know what else to read. I don't know what else to say, and I don't know what else to think when I read something like that from the head coach of a team, other than this player is not going anywhere. Again, he's doubling down. He's tripling down at this moment in time. He literally got an 8 and a 3 against a 4 on blackjack, and he says that's the easiest hand ever, the easiest decision to make. Here's my money. I'm doubling it on my 11 versus a 4. And we're going to the house, baby. I'm not saying, I am, but two different types of conversations. I don't think after this that there's any chance that Keon Coleman is not a Buffalo Bill, unless some team is going to come out and give them, pre-draft some ridiculous draft stock in order to trade for Keon Coleman, which, let's call it what it is. I don't think that is going to happen either. But this is the head coach of the Buffalo Bills saying Keon's not going to just be pushed aside. We have a great plan of what we're going to do to be able to get him to be the receiver we ultimately drafted him to be. So again, you take this as you would like. I'm taking it as I take it, and I'm just the messenger, I guess. But my stance is Keon Coleman is going to be a Buffalo Bill this year, without question. And we go down to see, let's try to find some other quotes. There's another couple articles that I can pull up and show you, but he also mentioned that he thinks that Keon Coleman will actually be quite heavily involved. Stevie Styles, believe it or not, Stevie Johnson also came out and said that he has been working for the finally he has gotten in touch. He did not deal or speak or work with Keon Coleman the prior 2 years. But since then, after this offseason, I'm going to try to find this for us real quick. Shame on me. I probably should have had this ready for you. But hold on. He came out just recently and said that I finally got in touch with Keon. And the fact is that he just this offseason got in touch with him, and that he thinks he's going to have an absolute breakout third year of a season. I don't know the level to which these guys have been working, Stevie and Keon Coleman, but he did finally come out and say that I've been in touch and that we are working to some level, and I've had multiple conversations, and that he sees Keon Coleman, or he's predicting, that Keon Coleman will have a hell of a year number 3. So again, take that with a grain of salt. A lot of the on the field stuff with Keon Coleman and his reputation is that he did not give it 100% every snap. He didn't run his entire route when he knew the ball was not coming his way. He did not run for the love of the game routes to extend the defense and get them to move out of the way to clear some things for some other guys. He was not giving the effort. And you can see that on film, and I've shown that here. I've shown the bad with the good. So I'm admitting that as well. His mental makeup needs to adjust, and he needs to make some massive strides. And I do think that this is it for him, meaning this is his last chance. I think this is it. I don't know what it means. I don't think it's numbers necessarily. I don't think he has to have 800 yards and 7 touchdowns or, 65 catches or what have you. But I do think that this is his last chance. I really do, at least with the Buffalo Bills organization. So we'll see. But again, Joe Brady has come out and now told us that Keon is not going to be pushed aside. So take it as you may. What say you folks about Keon Coleman? And then we're going to get into some Dalton Kincaid as well, because I'm kind of confused, not going to lie, about Dalton Kincaid's situation. And I don't really know what to say about that. Before we move on to comments, please do me a favor. I appreciate all you hanging in here. Give me a follow. Give me a subscribe. Hit that button, that bell notification, so you can tell every time that we're going live. Like the video. Send it to everybody. We're on a somewhat of a mission. We have a goal to get to 1,000 subscribers by the start of the next season. All right. By the start of the 27 football season. And when we get to 500, we're going to be giving away a jersey of your choice. So please, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Follow me wherever you're watching. I appreciate each one of you. So let's get into these chats here. John Bartone, glad all are healthy, but there goes our future quarterback after Josh. Go Bills. You just said Coleman Coleman, he's a punk, get him out. See, here we go. Bartone is obviously on the side of he's against Keon Coleman being a Buffalo Bill, and I understand it. I respect it. I get it. I do. However, I don't think he's going anywhere. J-Ham, what up, baby? Preston Miller, what's up, Colefront? How are you, Preston? Good to see you, man. Chris Henry, agree, but his attitude mindset, yes, absolutely. I still believe in Keon, J-Ham says. I agree with you. He's been set up for failure. And the fan base has been a little too cruel. I mean, listen, I don't think that they've been too cruel as far as get your head out of your ass, show up for the meetings for the team that's paying you millions of dollars. I'm with it. I can't argue that. I'm in agreement with that 100%. The on the field stuff, some of it is where I disagree. Give the man some grace. He's not what he's been used to be, in my opinion, thus far. Chris Henry says, sounds great. Love fantasy football. Yeah, 12 to 14 is normally sweet spot. If you'd like, I'd run a league, so I have a lot of league rule temps. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Let's talk, man. Do me a favor. Like, if you haven't yet, just shoot me an email, which you already did, which is awesome. I'm looking at it now. Oh, I love it. Absolutely, brother. I'm just reading your email. 100%. We'll chat without question. Somebody had mentioned also, I want to bring this up when I was sending out the invitations to those that have asked. And if I miss somebody, by the way, please, if you don't have the invitation, immediately chat it now or email me again, because I had a bunch and I thought that I hit them all, but just in case I didn't, please immediately let me know. I'm not trying to, leave anybody out here. But someone had mentioned that I should, what is it called? I got to find this. A way for us to all kind of chat. Oh, yeah, here we go. Look into starting a Discord server for your channel. I don't even know what the hell that means, but I don't know. He said as far as a good place to organize. We'll take a look into that. I'm not really sure what it means, to be honest with you. So I'll take a peeksy. Okay, Schwab, I see you in there. You did get it. Good, awesome. John Barton, Keon dropped that T in the end zone against the Broncos. Amongst all his other issues, we win without him. Yeah, I mean, I get you. I'm not taking anything away from the majority of the concerns. No question. Yes, he did. It would have been. I think it came back anyways for holding, right? Not doesn't mean he didn't drop it, because he did. I'm with you. What's annoying is the media keeps complaining about talking about him while they are the ones asking questions. I totally agree. I agree with that 100%. Awesome. We already got some people starting to join. Fantastic. Got people joining the league. Excellent. Yeah, if you don't want to talk about him, don't talk about him. I agree with that. It's like me saying, why are so many people talking about the Bills? Well, and that's basically all I do. Yeah, I'm with that. John, it was called back. Yeah, right. You're right, J-Ham. I know, but to his point, though, I mean, you can only control your controllables. If you caught it, then it would have been the lineman's. I forget who the holding was on, but it would have been the lineman's fault for negating a touchdown versus it doesn't matter anyways, the hold, because he dropped it. You know what I mean? No Bones. What's up, baby? Happy brother. Hey, brother. Happy we're here again. You can never complain if you're here hanging out with friends and family and talking football. Like, there's nothing to complain about. And we are growing. No Bones. More people are in here every single day, and it's awesome. Tell your family. I agree with our host. He needs to grow up. It's not about a drop. It's the big picture. 100%, John Bartone. Absolutely. The fact that people don't realize how much that would screw his image is why the fans aren't GMs. If you think players I think you mean internally, right? Don't see shady behavior and avoid it, you're obvious. Totally. Again, regardless of what you think about Keon Coleman, regardless, just push that to the side for 1 second. If a head coach gets hired as a head coach for the first time ever, by the way, and the youngest head coach in football also, and the first thing that he does is come out with a bold statement and then immediately retract that statement about a player and that player being on the team or not, that sends a pretty shitty message to everybody else. No matter what he says, I'm always right there. Like, that's not how you do things as a leader. It's not. Stephen DeLeon, good morning. It's just a waste of a receiver spot. Get rid of him. He's trash and he's a freaking distraction and a stupid talking point we need to get rid of. Woo, doggy. Coming in hot this morning, Stephen DeLeon. And this is why he's so polarizing, because there's not many people that are like in the middle on the fence about Keon, right? There's not many people that are like, yeah, it's pretty decent. I don't mind him. Sure, whatever. It's usually either me, which is he needs to be here and he needs to be used in a capacity that it's going to enhance his strengths, or it's this. Get rid of him. He's horrible. He's a scratch. I don't want him on my team anymore. So that's what you get. That's what we see. John Bartone agrees. If it's not Keon's fault 3 months after the season, he's still a talking point. It's just the media at this point. This point, it's definitely the media. But they do have validity in speaking about him because of the talk that has surrounded him for so long. If he did not do the off the field things and he just had some, drop issues or whatever we want to get at, route running issues, well, then that's the physical stuff that you could probably get over by just saying, let's go to work. Meaning, let's work on our deficiencies. But the deficiencies on the field get completely enhanced due to his lack of consistency in doing the right thing and just showing up. So I think it's fair, though. Chance over here on YouTube says, I'd be embarrassed to wear Bills gear. Historically, the most embarrassing playoff resume. Yeah, not even close, Chance, to the most embarrassing resume in the playoffs, because they make the playoffs more than any football team in the last decade. So, and they probably have second most wins. I don't know that statistically, but I'm not sure who you're a fan of, Chance. I get you, and I appreciate you coming in, man. We welcome everybody, Chance. But to say that historically the most embarrassing playoff resume and it's embarrassing to wear Bills gear, I'm not embarrassed at all. Not at all, Chance. Not for 1 second. I'll wear this shit anywhere, all day, every day. Not embarrassed at all. But I appreciate you coming in here, man. Make sure if you haven't, give me a follow, would you? I'm so sick. Are we going to, we're turning haters into homies, by the way. That's what we do here. So I'd be more than welcome to have a conversation with you, Chance, and just turn another foe into a friend. That's how we roll. You have your opinions, and you're more than welcome to share them as long as you're not disrespectful. I just happen to completely disagree with what you just said, and I'm not embarrassed at all. I am a Bills fan, and I will tell the world, baby. Chance says, wrong. It's very embarrassing. Due to the expectations, Bills lost games they should have won more than any. Sure, they're also in games of high caliber more than almost any. Let's call that what it is, too. So it's like LeBron James a little bit. LeBron James has the most points and the most field goals ever in the NBA. You know what he also has? The most missed field goals and turnovers in the NBA history. So, just saying. Try that on. Blue Diamond says he's probably a Cowboys fan. That's possible. It's probably true. No bones. A player that has not been talked about a lot. That's what a disappointment is, Palmer. He may be the odd man out. Odd man on his way out. I agree. I mean, Palmer at least is making $11 million a year and did absolutely nothing. But we're not talking about him. I know he went to the meetings. I get it. But as far as on the field, Palmer is a bigger disappointment than Keon Coleman. 3-year, $35 million or something like that. Well, what did he do? He didn't have a game with more than 2 catches. I don't know. I'm with that. I think that's a great point. Great point, No Bones. Media is just bored and have nothing to talk about, so they just keep wanting trashing. But yeah, I'm with it, Dexy. I mean, this is a slow time of the year. I mean, draft is coming up, of course, but it's kind of like a lull, these last few weeks after the season started and the tampering period and all the big free agent signings were done and taking place, and then the trades, and then the Max Crosby of the world. I mean, that whole debacle is over. So what do? We just start to talk about shit that's going to be polarizing, and I get it. Dexy gave me Palmer is stuck on the team. Yes, exactly. Nobody wanted to take on that contract. He's lazy and just wants to do TikTok dances. I'm with that. I don't love the dances on the field prior to the game and in halftime and all this other stuff when he's not dressed due to disciplinary actions. I get it. I'm with it, Stephen DeLeon. I am. If he was an $11 million a year guy, I'd be freaking tore up and lit, in my opinion. If he got after that rookie contract and then signed a big one, I would be even more upset. Keon isn't lazy, Dexy says. That's a lazy take. Keon has put in the work. He just needs to grow up. I am in agreement with this statement by Dexy, and it shows they said last year's offseason was fantastic. This is the Bills. They said Keon Coleman had a ridiculous offseason last year, prior to last year's season. And we've seen film and clips here just recently of him doing it again, putting in the work, trying to sharpen up his routes and things of that nature. Kathy Ring, thank you for the follow so much. Chance says, BTG Milligan, appreciate you too. I think we should let Andre Reed work his magic with him. I don't know how much they probably speak though. I'd have to assume because Andre Reed is still quite involved with the Bills organization. Chance says no. Chiefs fan. I was rooting for the Bills. In fact, I lost money betting them to win the Super Bowl last year. Okay, Chiefs fan. Gotcha. Love that. Appreciate you being in here, man. Kirk Cousins might be the starter in Las Vegas. That's going to be a question mark, isn't it? They just signed, the Raiders signed Kirk Cousins. And so now, most likely, they will have Mendoza and Kirk Cousins. We'll see. Kathy, thank you. I'm a Steelers fan, but I hope Josh Allen wins a big game before too very long. I'm with you, Boomer. It needs to happen. Appreciate the follow, Boomer. He's mentoring him. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if he's going to get out there and run routes with him at this point, but yes, Andre Reed can certainly give him some mental help without question. Blue Diamond, no, that's why he talks shit, but we don't cheat, pay off Ralph's and everything else. No scandals on you. 5-year, $172 million doesn't sound like backup money. Austin Anderson says, well, that's not wrong. And there was already talks before they signed him that the Raiders potentially were going to wait a year or 2 or 3, whatever it may be, before Mendoza starts. So this kind of plays into that message for sure. Amra, hey, thank you, Amra. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. How are you feeling about Raiders signing Kirk Cousins? Oh, well, we were just talking about that, Aaron is King, and I don't really it doesn't bother me either one way. I think that it is a lot of money to have somebody back up your rookie starting quarterback. Seems like a pretty big investment if that's not the case. So I wouldn't doubt, if I'm being honest, that Kirk Cousins is a day one starter. How long he starts, I don't know. Whether it's 3 games, 6 games, 3 years, I don't know. But I don't think you invest that kind of money to know someone, Austin, appreciate you, to know that your quarterback is not playing. Steve Smith showed it on tape after all the scrutiny. He lacked all the confidence in himself while playing. Watching the Ravens game compared to the Panthers game is night and day. Sure. That first game last year, I was, me. I mean, I'm a Keon guy. I was like, this is it, boys. This is it. Here comes Keon Coleman. Everyone's going to have to shut up. Didn't really pan out that way, but we had flashes. We had signs of Keon Coleman being legit, and I think they're not over with. I saw an announcement that Josh Allen's wife gave birth to their baby girl today. No bones. You're absolutely right. First thing we spoke about here. Baby girl, healthy mom, and I don't know her name. I don't know if they said that, but my wife actually told me about it, and I threw it up on X, and apparently it was before a lot of people because I had a lot of people tell me, well, you're the first one. There's like a it might be kind of like a Discord thing or no, something stacked that my wife signed up for Haley Steinfeld, and she posted it this morning, and my wife saw it before I did. Do you think Raiders going to go different at 1? No, I think they still go Mendoza. But man, if they didn't go Mendoza, what in the world would happen to the? Oh my word, how crazy if he doesn't go number 1, huh? Gee. Appreciate the follow. I can't tell the name. Somebody with a JSN jersey. Appreciate it, man. Joshua Richardson. Good morning. How are you, Joshua? I still think the Bills either draft a wide receiver or sign a veteran after the draft. Keon Coleman should play in the slot this year. I think Keon Coleman will play a little bit more for sure slot. I compare Keon Coleman to Michael Thomas from the Saints years ago. And just so happens that Joe Brady, Pete Carmichael were there with Michael Thomas, and he was the slant king, Michael Thomas. Slant king. Watch out for Keon Coleman, slant king this year. Just saying. Michael Thomas, Keon Coleman, watch the film. If you haven't, I'll give you some clips. Not every player is a star from their first few years. I think Keon, still has the time to develop into a role player. Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't think he's not going to be a Jamar Chase, but he's going to be a solid wide receiver. Rocky on TikTok says Myles Garrett just got traded to the Eagles. That would be something else. Chiefs are signing Kaiir Elam. Where's Chance? Congratulations, Kansas City. You're signing Kaiir Elam after he was a first-round pick from the Buffalo Bills. Then was released, then went to the Cowboys. He absolutely got torched by you guys, by the way, in the playoffs 2 years ago. Completely and utterly torched when Benford went down. So, hey, Good pickup, Kansas City. Well done. I'd be embarrassed by that. Chance. If I'm going to be embarrassed something, I'd be embarrassed by that. And here it is, just so you can see what I'm talking about. Kyer Elam, signed by the Kansas City Chiefs. Wow. Man. I don't know what to say other than literally he got destroyed by the same Kansas City Chiefs 2 years ago in the playoffs. So that surprises the hell out of me, man. I know they just lost their cornerbacks, but is this the I don't know. Is this the freaking answer for the Trent McDuffie? No, thank you. No, thank you. Good for you guys. Congratulations, Chance. I got you, baby. Brent, man, go Broncos, he says. You guys had a great offseason. Not going to lie about it. Hell yeah, it's Friday Eve. Hope everyone is great today. Good to see you, Cold Front. You too, Beers and Ball. Beers and Ball, great dude. Go subscribe to his channel and follow him if you haven't. He's a Green Bay Packers fan, although he's down south. But knows his shit. Super cool dude. We actually got online together. Actually, we had a slap snowman. Something says "Go Pack Go." He probably heard what I had to say. But we chatted one night live, I don't know, last week, and we had a really, really cool talk. We got to do it again. So if you haven't, please go subscribe to the Beers and Ball Show. Good dude. And he still is kind of question marking the fact that the Bills this didn't get much coverage necessarily, but the Bills were speaking with who was it, Beers and Ball? I think it's your third wide receiver out there. I don't really know what was going on with that, or if anything, but Preston Miller says, I didn't get it. Preston Miller. My apologies. I see you here. I got your email. So, Preston, it's coming now. Coming now, Preston. Sorry about that, man. Oh, we got we got a bunch. We got a few people that are already in the league. I'm getting these notifications. Awesome, guys. Awesome. Cold Front Buffalo Chat Fantasy Football League. Beers and Ball Show. If you want in, you want in. But the only rule is you cannot say anything good about the Green Bay Packers the entire season. The only issue with Keon is the maturity. Yes. If you have any other problems with him, you're just a point blank hater. When you boil that shit down, in my opinion, that's kind of real. Maybe a little harsh, but kind of real. Gonna be honest. Oh, somebody's name is Kincaid 86. Love that. Don't know who it is. I'm just getting these things. Don't know who it is, but somebody Kincaid 86. Love it. Love it. It's already in the league, baby. Already in the league. Oh, wait. Kurganelli. I'm West Coast Bills Mafia. Love it. I'm in. Excellent. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm so much looking forward to it. And yes, I see you right here. Well, we got West Coast Mafia. Dexy looking like he's in. Kincaid. Okay. Preston's in. Excellent. West Coast. Perfect. If you want a Discord server, I can set you up for you, Cold Front. I'll talk to you later on X about it. Okay. Excellent. And I think, did I miss? I did. I missed something. I missed this as well. Chris Henry also said, and yes, Chris Henry, I do remember that with Ask You. So now I get what you're saying. It's just a big old area to chat and hang out and stuff. I think, is it kind of like Slack? Because I'm in one Slack thing just as of recently group, and it seems to be pretty nicely organized. Whoops. Well, that's a lesson from him being a head coach. Don't ever say stupid stuff on your first press. Well, right. Sure. And that's why I don't think that he's going to do anything. He can't. If he did, it'd be the hardest lesson to ever learn. And maybe it's how it's going to work, but you just don't say those things and then go back on your word the minute that you become the leader of an organization, in my opinion. Oh, no bones. We did find us a middle ground person. Not many. He says, No Bone says, I am a Keon fence sitter. Okay. It's not Keon's fault. Fans want him to be Diggs when in reality he was meant to be Gabe Davis replacement. So Bills fans have their expectations too high for players that when they are drafted. Yes, and that's the whole point. Like they kind of call him a first-round pick, although he really wasn't. Or wait. Yeah, they call him a first round, but it's basically second, right? It's a second-round pick. And I just never saw him. I'm with you. I never saw him being Stefon Diggs. And if we did, I don't know. Shame on us, I guess. Players need to develop. Not every player can make a day one impact. That's for sure, too. Now, also in his defense, the Bills haven't exactly proven that they are a wide receiver development university. I mean, they haven't done real well. Okay. They haven't really done well developing the wide receiver. I got to give him that. Nick Wright loves, oh, God, yeah. Nick Wright is, oh, my goodness, the king of talking shit about the Bills. Nick Wright might be Chance over here on TikTok. Just saying. Because that guy said he was a Chiefs fan. Spidey, what up, man? Work as a son of a gun today. Go Bills. Yes, sir. Spidey, did you get yes. Yes, because you're Hunter. So I sent you, I think I did. Yep. I sent you your invitation to the fantasy football. Just making sure you hear that and know that. Why the hell did Raider pay Kirk that much money? I have no idea. But wait a minute. How much was he in the middle of the prior contract? I need to see more about this because no fucking I'm with you, and we need to look at, maybe we can look at it together. Elam, that man better not turn it up again. I know. Imagine he becomes a stud and he burns the Bills in the playoffs. Oh my god. What would? Oh my no, please no. I swear it. Chiefs fix him. I'm gonna lose. I'm with you so much. I'm so with you. Spags makes magic. That's true too. He's the best there is. Josh had a girl. Congrats to him and his family. Yes, he did. This morning is when it was announced. I don't know if it was overnight, late night, whatever, but that's when Haley went on to her actual, I think it was like a Discord deal, believe it or not. Yes, I do know what that means because that's what my wife signs up to, and that's a way that they get messages out, and she saw it. She was the one that told me. J-Ham's coming in with a hot take, everybody. So let's prep ourselves for a hot take from J-Ham. I think they draft KC Concepcion to have DJ Moore help the new receivers to have them at cheap prices and give them an out to get out of DJ's contract if need be. Oh boy. That is extremely hot. I certainly don't think that they're going to draft a wide receiver just in hopes to get rid of DJ Moore. That's stifling hot. Do they go Casey Concepcion? I actually feel that they will. But I don't think it's for that reason. Detsy says, Bills need to trade down. I'm not against that either. Yes. Dontavian Wicks, stay away from him, cold front, unless you got a 4th-round pick for us. Okay, so that's the man that the Bills were rumored to have been speaking with. I don't know anything other than that. That was, I want to say, 3-4 days ago, and nothing else I have heard has come of it. So we'll see. Big Tony, appreciate you. Mike G, thank you so much. Future says opinions on Patriots. Pretty decent offseason. I liked Byard and Tonga. Diggs gone. Whatever you want to say about him, he's a legitimate threat. So I don't know about that offense. And I think, call what it is. Call me what you want to call me. I do not think that Drake May has a nearly the same type of season that he had last year. I think he's going to step back. I don't think he's as good as he was made out to be. Yeah, okay. Brian, how are you? Good morning. And we should go, make some more moves and get more players for the Buffalo Bills like DJ Moore, Elijah Moore. Elijah Moore signed with the Eagles, I think. Is that where Elijah Moore went? Somebody doubled me up. I think Elijah Moore went to the Eagles. Brian, not going to happen. Since we're doing Sleeper, no need for Discord. We can chat. Oh, okay. Okay. I just felt that the Sleeper, based on your guys' feedback and then just doing a little research, was probably the easiest and best. Although I've not done one, it does seem very user-friendly thus far, poking through there. Drewski! What's up, Drewski? What's up, Nathan? Good morning. Go Bills. Should we keep our 1st-round pick or trade down to the 2nd round and get more draft capital. It depends on who's available for me, but I do think that they actually take Concepcion if he's there. I'd like to see drafting down, unless Dylan Thieneman is there or Katie McDonald. That's me. I know I get a lot of flack for that though. D tackle around one, I get it, but I think he's a game changer. What is the league on? Sleeper. I sent you an email with an invitation link. I think all I hear is a bunch of opium over a garbage receiver. Keon, you're talking about, or Concepcion? I think you're talking about Keon still. I don't know. I think that's a little much. Rams over Bills, Justin Kraft says. Well, the Rams are phenomenal, and quite honestly, if they don't win the Super Bowl, like, shame on them. But Puka Nacua is in rehab, and who the hell knows what's going to go on with him? For those of you who didn't know, Puka Nacua is in rehab. His attorney came out and told everybody yesterday. And I think he was already in there, even before this most recent allegation came out, is what he said at least. He said he was already in there, and now it's just, I get better than I don't know. Go Bills, Jimmy Hicks. That is a nice hat, bro. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. I am a hat freak. How would you feel about Bo Steffens out of Iowa as our new O-lineman in a later round? Later round. Give me 5th and above maybe for offensive lineman, but we have some depth now. Although it's 1-year deals. He better for it. He be better for it. Dan prayers for Coop. Yeah. Yes, Shannon, absolutely. We talked about it when we first got on here. Baby girl, Josh Allen, girl dad, and I apologize to my kids because of the fact that now there's a human being that comes into this world whose parents are Josh Allen and Haley Steinfeld. Talk about the rest of our kids being set up for failure, huh? I'm kidding, but I did tell them sorry. Can't wait to play y'all in the new stadium. I'll be going. Go Pats. Awesome. That's going to be a hell of a game. First game in the new Highmark against the Patriots. It's going to be freaking awesome. Only thing worse than being a Niners fan is being a Bills fan, Frankie says. I am so happy that I'm a Bills fan, and I'd have it no other way, Frankie. Yes, Nathan, the baby was born. Girl. The kid is going to be tall and can sing and can act and has a rocket of an arm and can jump over people, and it's going to be nasty. It's going to be nasty. I hope baby Allen, baby Steinfeld, whose name is it going to take? That's the question. What is the baby's last name? Anyway, I hope that girl won't mind a 9 to 12-year-old age advantage or difference with her future husband. Cold Front Jr., Jr. One of them two, they're available. Okay? Okay, young Alan Steinfeld, I hope you don't mind a decade of age difference. I guess I should apologize to my girl, Shannon. I think it's a good no, it's just reality, you know. I was going to say I think it's a good thing to do, but I'm kidding. You're great. I'm sure you're a phenomenal mother. Sounds horrible, but that's what I did. Well, they're married, so I think she will take his name. Well, I don't think that she changed her name. I mean, usually when it comes to high profile people like that, they don't change their name. I think she's still Haley Steinfeld, and I don't know if it was hyphenated or what have Alan Steinfeld or Steinfeld. I don't think she did. So I'm just wondering what the baby's last name will be. You might be right, but that's kind of a fair question, right? Fair question. The kid usually takes the dad's name for yes, usually. But then again, if we go usually, then the wife usually takes the husband's name too. You know what I mean? So who knows? All I'm saying is, again, Princess Allen Steinfeld, please. 10 years is not that big of a difference. Age is just a number. They don't live far from Buffalo. We can make this work. We can make it happen. Spidey sleep. Yep. Spidey Mons. Oh, sorry. She has a newsletter thing that you can sign up for to get up. That's exactly what my wife did. That's how she knew, and she told me first. My wife knew before me. And this is it's like kind of what I do. A 4th is a little pricey for Wicks. I was thinking 5th at best. Yeah, I don't even know if that's gotten any further than the original conversation. I don't know if Wicks is anywhere close to being traded for. I don't know. If it's not a third or a fourth, you don't trade him because if Wicks had a good year, let's say 650-ish, 6 touchdowns, he'll hit the market. They'll generate a fourth round comp pick. Yeah, we were talking about that a couple nights ago too. If they on purpose pray or wait for comp picks, right? Professionally changed their name, privately, probably, or professionally kept it private. That's possible. Yeah, no worries, Spidey. It's out there, man. Don't. It's all good. We got time. I just wanted to make sure that you knew you got the invitation. That's all. I'm fully against trading in players on rookie deals. Bad business. I agree with you, 100%. Could we go bring back Joey Bosa and AJ Epinesa? I wouldn't doubt if AJ Epinesa ends up being a Bill. I don't want Joey Bosa back for anywhere close to the amount of money that he's probably going to get somewhere, maybe. I don't like the injuries he's had. Beers and balls. Oh, that's why I said fifth, but you can. We in it. Yes. Good. Awesome. Let me see. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Spidey Munns. Spidey Munns is in. Spidey Munn. Sorry. Awesome. Okay, let's get on to the next thing, shall we? Folks, ladies and gentlemen. Dalton Kincaid. I want to talk about Dalton Kincaid because it's very hard for me to decipher what the issue is and why Dalton Kincaid did not have his PCL surgery yet, and it doesn't seem like he's going to have it at all. So this is the only thing I can come up with because a few days ago, the Buffalo Bills exercised the fifth-year option on Dalton Kincaid for $8.1 million. So this year and next year, he is under contract. They stole his fifth-year contract without letting him hit the free agent market at the end of this season. $8 million a year for a productive tight end like Dalton Kincaid, before we talk about the injuries, is a steal. And it's a great number for Dalton Kincaid with the production that he can give you. So they went ahead and they did that. But then all these questions started coming up, and Joe Brady was asked about Kincaid, and so was Brandon Beane. And what's the deal with his injury? And he didn't play last year. He only had like something like 30% of the snaps he was on the field for. And yes, he's extremely productive when he's on the field, but he just simply wasn't on the field all that much last year. And it hurt. I mean, we saw that. We could feel it. Then he somewhat healthy during the playoffs and scores both weeks, I believe, and shows who he can be. He's got this PCL thing from 2 years ago that just keeps on nagging him. The only thing that I can come up with as to the reason why he didn't get this non-invasive PCL surgery and would have been absolutely ready for OTA's training camp is because of this. Now, this is a guy named Thigh Doctor. He's on X. Really, I mean, he's a doctor. I mean, he's very smart. I think he's in athletic sports medicine particularly, or specifically, I should say. And here's what he has to say. And he's a big Bills guy as well. In regards to Kincaid's PCL, PCLs generally heal well. Surgery has complications. PCL is complex anatomically. Barring it being fully torn, grade 3, rehab is the answer, not surgery is what he means. So apparently it's not grade 3, meaning it's not completely torn, the PCL. And apparently the surgery on a PCL can give you more risk than rehab. Now, he then goes on to say he can do biologics. I'm not sure what this means, like PRP. Just hope it doesn't tweak again, but it might. So I guess my only question, I should shoot him a note. My only question to this is, and I tweeted this out also and said, hey, listen, this guy knows what he's talking about because he does. And I don't medically. So I'm going to trust him. But if it's not this as the reason why he didn't get the surgery, then I have many, many, many question marks. Because we also found out that yes. Okay, let me find this out. Let me see where he is. We're going to come here. And this is an article about Dalton Kincaid from heavy.com. Want to find this quote from Brandon Beane that says, where in the world is it? Maybe I missed. Maybe it's this one here. Anyway, it says I'm going to get you. Oh, here we go. Right here. There's a ton of this is Brandon Bean. There's a ton of things that our medical staff has done, and we've been in contact with him, meaning Dalton Kincaid. He's not in Buffalo, but he's been really working with some people on a plan to, and just hopefully you have no setbacks. So what he's trying to say is he's not around Buffalo, so the Buffalo staff is not with him every day. He's with his own people, but they've been putting a training regimen, recovery regimen into play, and he's working on this the best that he can wherever he is. Okay. I also want to say that he's saying that I think it's too early to tell about his health. We're hopeful and optimistic that he won't have any issues, but I think we'll just see how that goes. So that to me, and this came out 2 days ago, March 31st. Those comments to me are a little scary because we're just in the hope system. And the fact that we're in the hope system and we exercise his fifth-year option tells me that I don't really know what to say. I'm kind of nervous about that, if I'm being honest. Like, why would we extend somebody if we're doing nothing but hoping that he's going to be healthy and not have any setbacks? I would like to think they're a little bit further along than that when they go exercise a fifth year. What would be really telling is if they nabbed a tight end in the draft this year. I'm not saying they're going to, but would that not be nuts? Nuts. Brian Webster says, breaking news, the Buffalo Bills signed another player to a 4-year deal contract. Who was it, Brian? The injuries aren't super crazy. I think just a shoulder and 2 concussions. I think you're talking about Wicks. I guess I have to rush to have a son so him and Josh's little girl can get married. She might not want to marry a man named after her father, though. Right. Yeah. I know we were just talking a couple weeks ago. Oh, man. Yeah. Josh Allen, so-and-so, marries Josh Allen's daughter. That would be kind of weird. Getting the surgery could have made it worse long term. It just needs to heal over time. That's why they want to limit him until the season starts. Yeah, and that's kind of what Thigh Doctor was saying. But I think more so the potential issues with the surgery are more than the potential issues if you rehab properly, which is odd, but that just must be how it works with the PCLs. It's a knee, a ligament in your knee. No, go get surgery. That's what a lot of people are saying, go get surgery. And that's what I'm saying I'm not saying go get it, but that's what I'm questioning, which is if it's not what Thigh Doctor said, then why did he not get the surgery? Like, is he just telling the Bills, no, I'm good, I'm not getting it anyways, and they want him to? Or are they on board with that? That's kind of what my question marks are when it comes to Dalton Kincaid. And Joe Brady also said he was on a snap count, a pitch count last year, and that although he is ultra productive when he's on the field, it doesn't really matter when he's not on the field. And I agree with that. And I don't understand what the issue is to do a little bit more potentially to make sure to ensure that he will get on the field. I don't know. I'm not in medical and I've never dealt with the PCL, so I just can't give you much. Hey, thank you so much for the follow, Hans. Dawson Knox also stepped up big when Kincaid was out. That is 100% sure, Drewski. And I don't blame him, or I don't blame them for being confident in Dawson Knox. And I'm glad they got him done as well. But I'm just saying that if we're just hopeful that he's going to be healthy, then that's probably a mismanagement of $8 million. Unless there's something in there that says due to injury, maybe that's, I don't know if that $8 million is all guaranteed or what. I got to look into that actually. That could definitely be what it is. Wow. That did not happen, Brian. I promise. For all of you, I promise you, the Brandon Cooks is not signed to a 5-year deal, and James Cook is also not signed to a 5-year deal because he's only 1 year into a 4-year deal. So, and Brandon Cooks is a free agent. And he's not going to sign anywhere for 5 years. I promise. Don't know what the heck that says. Top viewer streamer.com. Not a clue. Not a clue. All right. What? Did it again. You know, I do it all the time. I muted the freaking mic. If you have anything you want to talk about, let's talk about it. If not, we can just have a short one today. Maybe come back on later this evening. Well, I personally think Jackson Hawes take a step up and is better receiving tight end. Drewski, I think that he's a stud. I do believe that he's got a really good career in front of him as well. Has Buffalo picked up any good receivers to help Josh Allen? Yeah, for lazy four. Absolutely. DJ Moore, number 1 receiver. Top 15 receiver in the league, in my opinion, from the Chicago Bears they traded for earlier in this season. Then they picked up Trent Sherfield. He's not going to do anything receiving. He's more of a special teams contributor. Drewski, fair enough. Not relying on them, maybe. See how the draft takes place. Nick says Josh's dad strength giving him an MVP this year. I'm telling you, it means something. It absolutely means something. Oh, the horror. Yeah, right. Professionally, she kept her name. Privately, she probably changed it. I guess, yeah. So you mean like legally changed it, but then in the Hollywood world, just still call me Haley Steinfeld? I think you're probably right there. Either way, child will be just fine in life, 100%. And especially when they marry one of Cold Front Junior's. It'll be even better. I'd rather they limit Kincaid snaps so he stays healthy all season, have Kincaid as tight end 2 and Knox as tight end 1 rather than overload Kincaid and he gets hurt and misses the entire season. You're not the only one that I've heard that from, Dexy, and I wouldn't doubt that that's what they're going to do. And quite honestly, I think I can get on board with that. Or he just doesn't play the first few games if he's not 100%. Wait until he's 100%. I'm okay with Knox and Hawes. If Kincaid's not 100%. For the first 6 weeks of the year, the Bills should be able to win games without him for the first 6 weeks. If that's what it takes. Stephen DeLeon says, breaking news, Buffalo has another garbage contract with the injury-prone tight end. Shocking. Stephen DeLeon is on a heater today. Not very happy. Are you waiting? Stephen DeLeon, what do you want to happen in the draft? I realize you're relatively frustrated today. What's going to unravel your frustration with the Buffalo Bills, Stephen? Because I don't like seeing you like this, Stephen. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. What will unravel your frustration, Stephen? I'll be okay with that too because I like our tight end 4, Kaleki Latu, Dexy. TE4, Kaleki Latu, and he's a stud. For what he is. I mean, he's on the practice squad most of the year, but he did get some snaps last year. We have a great tight end. His name is Jackson Hawes. I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you at all. And he'll flourish. He'll get better and better. Megan, appreciate that follow, Megan. Everybody in here, please follow and subscribe immediately. I'm trying to get to 500. We got to get it. We got to give away a jersey. We just need to give away a jersey. All you need to do, and all I ask you is we got to do this together. Get everyone you know to just sign on to wherever they are, specifically YouTube, and just hit subscribe and then walk away, even if you have to do that. Even if you have to do it. I mean, we'd love them to hang out all the time and chat with us. We always have a great time. But we need that subscribe so we can give somebody, a lucky person, a free jersey. Drafting a wide receiver early would help cushion the blow if Kincaid were to sit out in the first month. I can see that. I mean, listen, the way that it sits here, you're not going to be – I don't think you're going to be running much – well, I don't want to say much. As much. 3 tight end sets, right? Your 13 personnel, you're not going to run as much, I don't feel, with the addition of DJ Moore. And with all the talk of, yes, potentially drafting another wide receiver. And then you have DJ Moore, Josh Palmer, Khalil Shakir, Keon Coleman, whoever this draftee may be.
you should be able to open things up with 2 tight ends. Now, they did some real big damage, if I'm being honest, out of 13 personnel last year. We went through the numbers. Some big damage out of heavy sets, no question. So I don't think they're going to abandon that. But I really feel that Joe Brady also was quoted saying that as a hypothetical, McDermott, if Coach didn't want us to do this, we bagged it for that week. If we brought out a play and Coach said no, then we weren't going to run it. He made that abundantly clear. I think he's hinting, telling us that Sean McDermott put the handcuffs on Joe Brady in what he wanted to do. I think the offense is going to be opened up a lot more this year versus last. I do. I really, really do. Want me to cook up a mock draft real quick for chat? Sure. You know what? I was just thinking about that, and I think that what we're going to do is this evening. I think this evening I'm going to get online. We're going to do a mock draft. We said we were going to do it today. I got a couple things I need to do, but I would like to do this for sure. What time is best for everybody? And let me see if I can make that happen. I'm also going to get in there and make sure that we have enough people for fantasy football. But we have to do a mock draft. We said we were going to, and people, I don't know who brought it up yesterday, but people wanted to see it. But if you wanted to do one quick, Dexy, you could. I can't do 3 o'clock. Sorry, Brian. I want a receiver and the rest all defense, and I'll be all right. Receiver, rest. Okay. All right. Got you. Dexy's at 11:16. So Dexy's an hour behind. I'm East Coast. Dexy after dinner, 6 to 7. No bones. What time are you? What time zone are you guys? Schwab says after 6. Have an appointment. Okay. Are you in the East Coast? Schwab also asked, what do I think about Maxwell Harrison? I think he's going to take a huge jump. As long as he maintains his health, gets healthy, maintains it, I think he's going to take a huge jump this year. He's going to be a solidified CB2 with the potential to be a CB1, but just I only say that because of 47. Eastern Schwab. No bones is Buffalo. Forgive me. I know you guys have told me this. I just can't remember where everybody is. All right. So maybe all right, what about 7 p.m. Eastern time? Will that work? Will that work for everyone? Dex is going to do a mock real fast. Brian, that's right. Brian's close. Brian's pretty close. Okay, 7 p.m. If you haven't gotten in there, I got to look to see how many. Actually, let me refresh this sleeper. If you haven't been able to yet and you have your invitation, just get into the fantasy football and we'll try to figure out a way to talk. Awesome. Tablespoon. Spidey talking about a time Kincaid. Oh, Kincaid changed his name to his name in fantasy. Preston, right? That's Preston, I think. Cool. Spidey, 7 p.m. Eastern time. We'll do a mock draft tonight. That's what we're talking about. We'll do it together. See what we can muster up. But I want to have input. I mean, I can do it myself and show you like I've done in the past. But for this one, why don't we do it together? Be ready to answer. Be ready to give your input. That's what we're talking about, Spidey. We'll come up with the greatest draft the Bills have ever seen. That's impossible, but we only have a certain amount of picks, and we'll talk through it, though. Do you have more questions to answer? No, sir. I got nothing here. So I think what we're going to do is, if everybody's good, we're going to do 7 p.m. tonight. Mock draft for the Buffalo Bills. We'll do a 7-rounder. Who should the Buffalo Bills go get more players? Buffalo resign. We'll talk about that. That's what we're going to do with the draft. We'll talk about it tonight. Appreciate you. Love all of you. I'm going to get going now, bang some things out today so we can be ready for 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern this evening. Mock draft, Buffalo Bills. I don't know what 0.0 it is for us here. I've done a million. I think I've put out 2 or 3. So I think this is about 4.0 for Cold Front, but we're going to do this one together. And if you haven't already and you have the invitation in your email, just make sure you accept that for Cold Front Buffalo Chat Fantasy Football League. Super, super excited about that. You have the invitation in your email if you sent me an email. So, yeah, we will see you all at 7 o'clock. Love y'all. Appreciate it. Go Bills. Cold Front's out. See you this evening. Girl Dad. What? Read my comments. Can I have a comment? Hi, everybody. See you at 7. Keep going and never end the – no, I can't keep going and never end. I got stuff to do, baby. Go get a 7th rounder. I know. I'm sorry. I don't have merch. Once we get 10,000 subscribers, whatever, we're making money, we'll do merch. How's that? All right. Appreciate it, Brian. Thank you. Subscribe and follow. Share it to all your family members and friends, please. Help me out. Free giveaway coming up soon. Peace.